Welcome to the Greytown Council meeting of May 6, 2025. This meeting is being held both in person and online. The link to join the online portion is in the top of the header on our website. And I will begin with roll call. Councilor Gass?
Present.
Councilor Robinson?
Present.
Councilor Johnson?
Present.
And I'm Councilor Chappell. To my right is Town Manager Michael Foley, and we're also joined this evening by Town Clerk Britt Barton. If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just before I ask for unanimous consent, does anyone have any, oh, actually, I have an edit to the council meeting packet. Did anyone else have any?
No.
So I just had, it was one small edit on packet page 5. Under the second public comment, it mentions Councilor Chair McGuire, but that should be Councilor Chair Chappell. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes from April 15th, 2025 as amended.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the, as amended. Second.
Anyone opposed to unanimous consent with that amendment? No. Okay. Those are approved. Report from the council chair. Just a couple things. Want to note that the volunteer awards ceremony is happening next week on May 13th at 5 o'clock at Spring Meadows. So we're looking forward to that, to getting those resumption of those awards out. And I just want to remind everyone that the regular municipal elections and budget warrant articles, the election for that is happening on June 10th this year. So hope everyone can participate. I don't really have much else. I didn't have any correspondence related to my role as chair. So I'll move on to just regular council correspondence and committee reports. Mike, do you want to start us off? I know you may not have much because you've been
No, I do not have much to report. Unfortunately, I did miss the ZBA meeting, and I don't think anybody was able to attend. Other than that, I think we've gotten all the emails and correspondence that we typically get to everybody, but nothing significant this time.
Okay, thank you. Levi?
Rec committee canceled the meeting, and I missed the meeting for Dry Mill Schoolhouse because I was on dad duty, so nothing for me, really.
That's important. That's okay. Anne?
Yeah, open space has not met since our last council meeting. Resiliency, the hardworking resiliency committee had its regular monthly meeting on April 28th. I was not present. I had a previous conflict. They focused the meeting on edits to the surface water protection ordinance, their upcoming plans for Gray Community Day, and a presentation from Heather Hunt at the Cumberland County Soil and Water Conservation District, who is working on the watershed management plan. We had thought that we might have an update, try to come to the council in a workshop to present the ordinance, the water protection ordinance, prior to our, June 10th election, by our June 3rd meeting, let's say. But it looks like a little bit more time is needed, so it'll probably be July, looking like July right now. So I just wanted to let the council know that. The Community Television Advisory Committee met on April 23rd. Some good news is that Kyle will have a summer intern who's skilled at making videos, among other things. Kyle agreed to publicize committee vacancies as part of town newsletters. Brad Fogg made an intriguing suggestion to create a little week-long video summer camp for kids in the Gray Rec summer program for the older kids. That seemed like a really fun idea. Probably too late for this year, but we could plan for next. I wanted to just update the council on this because there are some members who may not be aware of this background, but Gray is one of a number of towns in a Cumberland County consortium working with the Greater Portland Council of Governments and a law firm called Bradley Law to support negotiations with Charter Communications, which you may also know as Spectrum, relevant to each town's cable franchise renewal agreement. Among other things, Charter needs to pay each town a fee that helps cover the cost of our media activity and recognizes the value that the towns contribute to Charter in allowing them to use the power lines and things like that. It's hard for towns individually to go up against Charter, however, and hence the consortium. So quick background was that GPCOG engaged Bradley Law in 2019 to help with this. Then you might remember we had a pandemic, and so there was also a hiatus while we had to wait for changes to state law, which were approved in 2024. So Bradley Law is now re-engaging with Charter and will prepare a new draft cable franchise or a new draft of the cable franchise agreement for consortium towns to use. So that's, I think, good news. It's been a long time coming, but I wanted to let you know about that history. Nothing new to report on the Village Transformation Project.
Thanks, Ann. The GPCOG Executive Committee has been active since our last meeting. We met, a subgroup of the Executive Committee met on April 24th to propose nominations for next year's Executive Committee and officers. Misha Pride will, if approved at the General Assembly on May 29th, will be serving as president of GPCOG. There were new members from North Yarmouth, Cape Elizabeth, and Westbrook, I believe. But there are still members on from Casco and Naples, representing the kind of more of the Lakes District for GPCOG. We also had, the Blueberry Festival Committee met on April 16th in the morning. I did not attend that, but it sounds like they're doing a lot of planning for Great Community Day, which is happening on May 18th. And then we'll be reconvening with a meeting likely in June to focus primarily on Blueberry Festival preparations. The Greater Portland Council of Governments Executive Committee met again today at noon, and I just want to report out on a couple things. First, some of you may have heard that the AmeriCorps program was eliminated by the federal government, and as a result, the fellows that were assigned through Greater Portland Council of Governments current term, which goes through to December, will only be funded until June of this year. GPCOG is making up the difference and is actively fundraising and also advocating on having those funds reinstated. But as of now, the program is set to expire in June for the GPCOG fellows. And you may remember that we have an excellent Resiliency Committee fellow working with the Resiliency Committee, Audrey Piper, and I just want to thank her for her time and service on the work she's already done and was going to do. She produced a really excellent video that staff shared on our YouTube channel and our social media sites on the watershed and what that means in the town of Gray. And I think those were supposed to be a series of videos that she was producing, but it's too bad that that work will be stymied a bit by those cuts. But just wanted to note that GPCOG is hoping to find ways to continue some sort of resilience core in the future, even if federal funding does not get reinstated. The GPCOG annual summit is also coming up on May 29th, and we can talk about Gray's delegates and alternates in a minute. But they're looking for submissions for their What's Working presentation that they've done in the past, which is just like a minute long presentation from member municipalities about like what's some highlight that we'd like to share with other members, what's been working well, or if we did any kind of interesting projects. I don't know, the only thing I kind of thought of was maybe ClearGov, but I know other communities are implementing that potentially, so it might not be news to them. So I don't know if others have thoughts about what we might present for 1 minute presentation.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything to share when they sent out that inquiry.
I know, but if you think of anything, let me know, and I'll reach out to staff, and we can work to have that presented. And so the other thing I wanted to mention is that Greater Portland Council of Governments Annual Summit requires member municipalities to assign voting delegates and then an alternate based on your population. Gray has 2 delegates and 1 alternate. Dan and I were technically the delegates, and I think Matthew was originally the alternate. So I don't know if we could vote to amend that assignment tonight if we wanted to send, if anyone else might be interested in attending besides myself. And I know you were planning to go.
Yeah, I'm planning to attend and will always attend. I know some municipalities do designate a staff person as a delegate, so I'm fine if you would like to designate me as a delegate. If not, I know Levi was designated as an alternate. I'm not sure if he's able to attend or not.
Yeah, if the two main delegates are not in attendance, the alternate does get a voting. You can vote on the budget and such. So I don't know if anyone, Levi, if you were planning to attend. It's during the day, which can be difficult
Yeah,
for
so
people.
that was the problem for me when I saw it initially, so it might be a tough one for me to attend.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also not able to attend that day.
Okay.
What date is it?
It's May 29th at I believe it starts at 2:00.
It's a fun and informative event.
It is fun.
I would definitely go.
A lot of good networking opportunities as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. I probably can. I know graduation's the next day.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, but no, that doesn't bother me as long as I'm not traveling, but I can check real quick if you want to keep going. I can.
Sure, yeah, we can circle back to it. It might be nice to have, since my term is up and I won't be participating, it might be nice to have someone there who could, be participatory in that.
I could do it if nobody else. Yeah, I could definitely do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can circle back on voting
Okay.
in a second, but I'll move on with the agenda for now. Or would it be better to just?
Yeah,
to
if you
vote
want
on
to
it
just,
now?
if you want to just make a quick motion to designate Mike as the as another delegate, we'll
Okay.
we'll make that recorded in the minutes, and we don't need
Okay.
to do like a formal
Can
council
we,
order for
can we
it.
designate you as an alternate? Would that be?
You can if you'd like, yeah.
Yeah, since you'll be attending?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, and I think probably it would make sense when we get the new council
Well-
to do it
Oh,
all
yeah,
over
you'll,
again, but
yeah,
just
you'll
for
do, it's
now,
just
yeah.
for the, it's
Just for this,
basically
yeah,
just
that's
until
fine.
June.
Yeah.
It's just
How
until
about,
June.
how about this, we can, based on the discussion, we can prepare a resolve for the next meeting, because it's before that event.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah,
then-
May
And then we
20th.
can have it all prepared.
Yeah, that
and
would be better.
Publicly noticed and all that.
Yeah, why don't we do that then?
Okay.
I forgot that we had another meeting
We'll-
between now.
Can I add one thing, is that actually he wouldn't be an alternate, he would actually be the delegate, because if nobody else can go, then wouldn't we just put him as the delegate, Mike?
Yeah, well, so.
You
it-
were offering to go, so. do
I
you-
thought there was two.
No,
There are
it's
two.
two delegates and then an alternate, so.
She's one of the
Oh,
I'm
delegates.
one of the- I'm one of the
okay, I
delegates.
got it, okay.
Dan was the other one.
Okay,
Dan was the
all
other,
right,
yeah.
I understand, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so why don't we have, a motion on the
We'll
next
prepare
meeting?
that for the
Yeah,
next meeting.
Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds great. Okay, so then we can move on to your report, Mike.
Thank you. So the first thing before I share a few slides is I just wanted to mention the agenda structure that we had. As part of our budgetary process, the town was using a budget software, not a budget software, an agenda software called Granicus, which costs about $11,000 a year, and we recognized that was not the best use of taxpayer resources. So we've been exploring the possibility of just simply using services we already have, such as Office 365, or this other software called Town Cloud, which is a newer software in the municipal world. And so we're testing that software out. It's actually a very affordable software, about $50 a month, so much cheaper. And it does make it very easy for our staff to prepare the agendas. And then it also makes it very easy for the public. It does have a web-based agenda function where you can click on items on the agenda that have attachments, and you can open those up right in a new window, so you can still leave the agenda open. And so we're going to test this out. They gave us about a month or so trial, so we'll test it out for the next couple meetings. So far, I've received feedback from a couple of you guys that you liked how it looked, and it's a little bit more streamlined, so this may be something that we may change to help get agendas out and have them be more viewable. A number of municipalities are making that change, so just wanted to mention that. And then we have, I just want to remind everyone about the table talk with the town manager still happening on a monthly basis at Two Moms Kitchen. I held the recent one this past Monday. Unfortunately, no one attended, but I was there and ready if somebody wanted to attend to talk. But just want to remind everyone that in addition to this, there's no need to attend if you'd like to talk to me. I can schedule a time any day, any time. I'm willing to adjust my schedule to make it convenient for members of the community that like to meet with me to talk about concerns or suggestions or things that they have they want to talk about in the community. So we hope to continue this for a little bit to have some consistency and then maybe change a location and or time in the future to adjust to better serve others. Wanted to sadly announce, which has already been shared with the council, our library director, Josh Tiffany's resignation. I shared an announcement a couple weeks ago that I'll read now. We're announcing the upcoming resignation of Library Director Joshua Tiffany, who has served our community with dedication and excellence for nearly 13 years. Josh has been an invaluable member of our team, contributing significantly to our mission and advancements of library services in the community. Josh has officially notified the town of his intention to resign effective June 14, 2025, due to his decision to relocate out of state to care for family. We fully support his choice and are committed to ensuring a seamless transition while maintaining the standards of excellence that Josh has helped establish. We appreciate his cooperation in providing ample notice and his commitment to assisting the town during this period of transition. Josh led the development and implementation of various innovative library services and programs that have greatly benefited the community. His efforts have modernized the library, transforming it into a more welcoming and resourceful environment for all residents. This transformation culminated in the library's last renovation and expansion in 2013. During his tenure, Josh held various roles, including head of communications and IT, along with his responsibilities at the library. In the fall of 2023, he assumed the position of interim town manager, ensuring stability and continuity until the arrival of a new town manager in January 2024. His leadership during this period was instrumental in maintaining the town's operations. Over the next several weeks, we will collaborate closely with Josh to facilitate this transition. To this end, we will commence the recruitment process for this pivotal position immediately, and that job posting has gone out this week. We extend our sincere gratitude to Josh for his unwavering dedication and valuable contributions to the town of Gray. His expertise and commitment will be deeply missed. We extend our best wishes for his successful relocation and future endeavors. So that's definitely a sad loss, but we'll look forward to hopefully a smooth transition in the weeks ahead. So thank you, Josh, for the ample notice, and I'm sure some others will have some kind words for you in the future. And we'll try to have a proper send-off for Josh as well and let everyone know when that may be. With that, I just want to let everyone know about some open positions we have, continue to have at the transfer station with our recycling and solid waste department, firefighter EMT positions, and at the library, we had our youth services position, which we hope to have filled, and now the library director position. So we encourage everyone to keep an eye out for those open opportunities. And then I just had some quick general updates. Just want to continue to remind everyone to sign up for our digital newsletter. It's very informative, comes out twice a month to help keep people informed of things going on in the community. The chair already mentioned the volunteer awards that we have next week, and looking forward to attending that. I did want to mention the resiliency fellow that the chair also mentioned. We're very disappointed in that. We're working with GPCOG to try to help them find funds to maybe keep the program going. And we may have some additional funds. We budgeted in last year's, or in the current fiscal year budget, more than it actually cost us for the resiliency fellow. So we may have some funds available to help keep that program going for a little bit longer, or to at least finish the work that is being worked on. As you know, we produced some videos and hope to produce some more videos. So we hope we may be able to keep some of that work, but we do understand the challenges of losing employment and having to find other employment. So we'll continue to work with GPCOG and our fellow to see what we can do. Just a reminder, Gray Community Day is May 18th, which is always the third week third Sunday in May, from 12 to 3. The time has changed. It was once 11, so it's from 12 to 3, and there is a walk honoring the late Mary Underwood, who helped to do a lot of stuff in the community for the short time she was here, to honor her. So that will be happening that day as well. There will be a Memorial Day parade and ceremony as typically done on Memorial Day, May 26th. I want to let everyone know we have finalized our fiscal year 23 audit, thankfully, and we'll have a presentation of that from the audit firm on as part of a workshop before our June 3rd meeting. So we will have that, and our firm has already hit the ground running on our fiscal year 24 audit, so hopefully that will be much more timely than the fiscal year 23. And then also another reminder of Election Day on June 10th for both open positions for municipal, school, and water district, as well as the respective budgets. And that's all I had today. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for taking a minute to recognize Josh, Tiffany, the library director. That was an oversight on my part, but I just want to say that he will be sorely missed, and we really appreciate his time and commitment to our town and all the things the great things he's done at the library. He's been instrumental in our community. So, but we wish him the best.
I'd like to make a quick comment.
Yeah.
I use the library a lot, and I think if you haven't had an opportunity to go check out our library, it's probably one of the better ones I've seen around. If you're into music, he's got phenomenal vinyl there. There's a library for people that don't want to watch movies. He can always help you get great books. People that donate books, you can buy some of the latest editions for just $1. There's all kinds of programs there. He always has great speakers coming in, and like a few movie nights. And Josh has just done a phenomenal job, and he is definitely going to be sorely missed. It's one of the great things about this community.
Yeah, agree. Thanks, Mike. So I will move on to public comments of non-agenda items. The comment is invited to address the council on any item of business not on the agenda for tonight's meeting. We just ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes per speaker. And I just want to make a note for anyone watching online through Microsoft Teams. If you would like to make a comment, we just ask that you either call in using the phone number noted on the agenda, or we ask that you raise your virtual hand in the Microsoft Teams app so that we know that you'd like to comment. Is there anyone present who'd like to make a comment on non-agenda items? Is there anyone online on Teams?
There's nobody
raising
on.
their hand?
No.
Okay. All right, so I will close public comment of non-agenda items at 7:22 p.m. We have no no old business to vote on, and we have no new business to vote on, but I do want to note there are still pending council referrals that we've made in past meetings. Just a question on these, Mike. Do we expect to talk any more about the rezoning before the end of this session?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm guessing possibly not, but we do have to work on with Doug's retirement,
Right.
Transitioning that work to potentially a consultant to continue that work, and so we'll be working on that, and then these referrals can continue to stay here as long
Sure.
as the updated council continues. I may have an update on the pop-up business ordinance one. I think it was kind of determined that might be a state issue, and I know that there's a business that's working with a state organization on a pop-up business law with the state, so that may be something moot if that gets handled that way, but I'll keep everyone updated on that.
Okay, thank you.
I do have one question about that, and I apologize. I did have one communication that was about the rezoning.
Oh.
They had some questions and comments. So my question is do we have a time frame, Mike, of when we think we'll wrap that up, or is it just ongoing? It's going to be,
Unfortunately, it's been going on for quite a while here. The folks have asked me about, working on a new comprehensive plan in 5 years, because typically you have one every 10. And it would be my advice, and it would probably be, the recommendation of the state, that we wouldn't work on a new comp plan until we've had the current one implemented for a decade. And this one really hasn't even been implemented.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we can try to maybe wrap it up by the end of the calendar year. But again, we've got to bring in a consultant to try to help us advance that and get that worked through. So maybe with a consultant that's all they're focusing on, it might be a little bit more timely. So it'll be my goal to try to wrap it up as soon as we can during the transition and I think refine some of the work that's already been done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that update, Mike. So our next meeting for the council will be on May 20th at 7 o'clock.
And we will have a workshop that night.
Oh, great.
I haven't determined the exact start time. I had let everyone know we had received a grant from the Greater Portland Council of Governments for a land use ordinance review to take place, and that has taken place, and they're coming to report that information out to us on the 20th. And we were gonna have that or the audit, but the auditor wasn't able to come until the 3rd. So we'll get those workshops posted for the
Okay.
next one, but just wanted to let you know the 20th, we will have a workshop. It'll either start at 5:30 or 6. I just want to make sure we don't have a big gap of time in between the workshop and the meeting, just to
Yep.
best use everyone's time.
Okay, great. I'm looking forward to hearing what they found in that review. Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to enter into executive session. Great Town Council will enter into executive session under MRSA Title I, Chapter 13, 405.6.a to discuss appointee matters, and MRSA Title I, Chapter 13, 405.6.c to discuss real estate matters. Just to note, the session will include the town council, town manager, and town clerk, and no decisions will be made following the executive session, and will adjourn immediately following the conclusion of that. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, we will exit into executive session. Thank you. Good night, everyone.